Okay, so now we're gonna go over the SUID privilege escalation. Gonna do the same thing, SSH in as the Karen user, SSH Karen at this IP address, no, this IP, yes, believe the password is the same, password 1, okay, we are in. Okay, so we're gonna find the files that have the SUID bit set on them. In order to do that, we can type this command, or we can just simply copy it and paste it. We're looking for files that have these types of permissions. We're gonna list them out, and any errors that we'll have will be outputted or directed towards devnull. Devnull is just like the black hole of Linux. Anything that goes there, you cannot retrieve it, which is very handy in these cases. Having those errors can be quite overwhelming. So we're gonna find them. I cannot see. Okay, let's exit from here so we can have a clearer view. Okay, so these are the files that have the SUID bit set on them. As you can notice, all of them have it. So we can go and look at all of this if we want. I found that the base64 one was the most useful in this case. Base64 is just a encoding and decoding technique, or just more encoding technique. Let's go over again to ggf obins and look for base64 SUID. If you don't have it installed, you can install it. I think it's by default on most Linux systems, but in this case what we need to do is specify a file, L file, and give it the file to read, and it's gonna encode it and then it's gonna decode it. It's okay, because in this case base64 is gonna run with the root permissions. L file, what was the question again? I don't remember. Which user shares the name of a great comic book writer? What is the password of user 2? So when I look at the Etsy shadow, can we cat the Etsy shadow without having to do this? No, we can't. Of course we can cat the Etsy password. Well, I did not really know who was this comic book writer, but in this case we only have Ubuntu, because all the others, they have no login or been false. Mostly no logins, which means they're not really users. We have Ubuntu, no. Okay, we have Gary Conway, user 2, LXT, which is false, and Karen, which is our user. So Gary, I assume, is the comic book writer. Question: what was the password of user 2? No. Now we're gonna use base64 in order to be able to read the Etsy shadow. So we're gonna do Etsy shadow, and we're gonna encode it and then decode it, since this is a variable. Okay, base64 L file, base64 decode. Base64 not found. I think I need to specify the whole path to base64. Oh. I'm gonna do it again. L file, which equals C shadow, decode it, and there we go. We can see the Etsy shadow content without technically being a root user. User 2, they wanted this guy's password. Not sure what LXT is. So we're just gonna copy that and head over here. Nano user 2.txt x, yes, save, and we're gonna use John to crack his password. User 2.txt. There we go, his password is really easy. Okay, what was the other question? So Gary, password 1, what is the content of the flag3.txt? I mean, we can just use the same method without really having to escalate our privileges to the root user. We can just use base64 to read the contents of that file as well. Let's look for the file first. Name flag3. Oh, find no errors, please. Okay, so we're just gonna do the same thing. L file equals this, and spin. I don't remember. User bin. GTF opens, okay. And this should give us the contents of the file, of the flag.txt. And there we go. 3, 4 at the end. 3, 4 at the end. Yep. Thank you for watching.